In the history of European football, if there's one matchup powerful enough to blur the lines of time and distance, it has to be Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. This isn't just another football game. It's a collision of two great ideologies, two empires that have helped shape the very identity of the UEFA Champions League for decades. There's something almost ironic about fate never allowing these two giants to meet in an official final. And yet, their constant clashes in the knockout rounds have turned this fixture into an unofficial European derby. Every time the draw puts them together, the football world knows what's coming. An early final, where glory and heartbreak are separated by a single moment of brilliance or a cruel mistake. Looking back through history, the relationship between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich has been built on both deep respect and fierce rivalry. From the 1970s, when Bayern ruled Europe with their historic three-peat, to the modern dominance of Los Blancos, every encounter has left its mark. Fans still remember the chaos of 1987 or the intense battles of the early 2000s. Since the year 2000 alone, these two sides have met 11 times in the knockout stages, a record that speaks volumes about their incredible consistency at the highest level of the game. But this rivalry goes beyond numbers. It's about pride. Bayern Munich represent discipline, physical power, and that relentless German mentality that never gives up. Real Madrid, on the other hand, stand for elegance, composure, and the ability to decide games in a single moment through their superstars. When these two worlds collide, the result is always football at its absolute highest level, where margins are razor-thin and every tactical detail can make the difference. Heading into the first leg at the Bernabeu, the two sides arrive on completely different emotional wavelengths after their domestic outings. Real Madrid were just dealt a reality check in La Liga, falling 2-1 away to Mallorca. It was a result that exposed a momentary lapse in focus from Álvaro Arbeloa's men. But looking at the bigger picture, this defeat doesn't shake who they are. Real Madrid have always carried that Champions League DNA, a team that can shrug off domestic frustration and transform into something far more dangerous the moment that iconic anthem starts playing. On the other side, Bayern Munich come in full of momentum after a dramatic 3-2 comeback win against Freiburg. That victory not only extended their unbeaten run to 13 matches in all competitions, but also highlighted their resilience under Vincent Kompany. Scoring 3 goals in the final 18 minutes after being 2-0 down is no small feat. It sends a clear message. This Bayern attack is locked, loaded, and capable of tearing apart any defense, even at the Bernabeu. Both teams' journeys to the Champions League quarter-finals this season have forced Europe to sit up and take notice, driven by ruthless attacking power, though expressed in very different ways. In the previous round, Real Madrid dismantled Manchester City with a commanding 5-1 aggregate score. The first leg at the Bernabeu was a statement, a dominant 3-1 win that gave them full control before sealing the job with a 2-1 victory at the Etihad. What makes it even more impressive is that they did it under difficult circumstances, with Jude Bellingham unavailable and Kylian Mbappé only able to make a brief appearance off the bench. Federico Valverde's outstanding performances, along with Vinicius Jr.'s dramatic 93rd-minute winner in the second leg, perfectly captured what people call Real Madrid's winning gene, a team that simply refuses to surrender, no matter the situation. If Real Madrid advanced through resilience and mentality, Bayern Munich marched on with the brutality of a fully unleashed attacking machine. They turned Atalanta into little more than a sparring partner, crushing them 10-2 on aggregate. A stunning 6-1 win in Italy in the first leg essentially killed the tie on the spot, before finishing the job with a 4-1 victory at the Allianz Arena. With 32 goals in just 10 Champions League matches this season, Bayern boast one of the most lethal attacks in the competition, a serious threat to Andriy Lunin and Real Madrid's hopes of keeping things tight at the back. Under Álvaro Arbeloa, Real Madrid are starting to take on a very clear identity: pragmatic, disciplined, but still incredibly powerful. Him becoming the first coach in the club's history to win his first 4 Champions League knockout games isn't luck. It's the result of a system that's been carefully built. This Real Madrid side thrives on defensive solidity and deadly counterattacks, where mistakes are kept to an absolute minimum. The numbers back it up. Madrid have never been eliminated in 36 ties when leading by 3 or more goals after the first leg. That tells you everything about their ability to control games and finish the job. But standing in their way is a Bayern Munich side that looks reborn under Vincent Kompany. The style he's building blends modern spatial control with explosive pace out wide. And at the heart of it all is Harry Kane. The English striker is redefining what a complete number 9 looks like, with 46 goals in all competitions. His movement, his finishing, his intelligence, combined with the energy of players like Michael Olise, Luis Diaz, and young talent Lennart Karl, have turned Bayern into a team that's incredibly hard to stop once they find their rhythm. Recent history may favor Real Madrid: 6 wins, 2 draws in the last 10 meetings, and unbeaten against Bayern since 2012. But this clash feels different. There are too many variables, especially when it comes to squad availability. Real Madrid are dealing with several key absences, including Thibaut Courtois, Dani Ceballos, and Rodrigo. The biggest concern, though, is Vinicius Jr. Since the 2018-19 season, he's been directly involved in 29 Champions League goals for Madrid, and his fitness remains a major question mark. Without him, Los Blancos lose their most dangerous weapon on the left flank. Bayern, meanwhile, have their own worries. Jamal Musiala is struggling with an ankle injury, and while Harry Kane is expected to recover in time, the possible absence of their most creative midfield spark could seriously impact how they build attacks, especially against a Real Madrid side that knows exactly how to play these games with experience and composure. In terms of expected lineups, Real Madrid are likely to start with Andriy Lunin in goal. In front of him, a back 4 of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Antonio Rudiger, Dean Huijsen, and Carreras. The midfield could feature Federico Valverde, Aurelien Tchouameni, Pitarch, and Arda Güler, while Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. lead the attack. Bayern Munich, meanwhile, will rely on Manuel Neuer between the posts, with a defensive line of Josip Stanisic, Dayot Upamecano, Jonathan Tah, and Konrad Laimer. In midfield, Joshua Kimmich and Leon Goretzka are expected to anchor the team, supporting an attacking trio of Michael Olise, Lennart Karl, and Luis Diaz, with Harry Kane leading the line. This game won't just be decided inside the penalty boxes. The real battle could take place in midfield, where the clash between Valverde and Kimmich may determine who controls the tempo of the match. But this isn't just about a place in the semi-finals. This is about identity, about 2 of the greatest football cultures going head-to-head. On one side, the elegance and resilience of Real Madrid. On the other, the discipline and relentless firepower of Bayern Munich. Fans have every reason to expect a true spectacle, a night where players like Vinicius and Harry Kane can showcase the very best of modern football. When the lights come on at the Bernabeu, everything else fades away. Domestic setbacks, statistics, doubts, none of it matters anymore. What remains is the pure desire to conquer Europe. A proper football night is waiting, a night where the very best come together, and where glory belongs only to those strong enough to take it. Will Real Madrid continue their legacy of dominance? Or will Bayern Munich write a new chapter of revenge? The answer begins the moment the whistle blows at the Bernabeu.